Hello and welcome back to another episode here on the Clickers Cove server. My name is Dolph, and today I need to build a turtle farm, specifically a Scute farm, in order to finish stocking the inside of this. I also need to get some dragon's breath, which means we will take a trip to the end and summon in the dragon just to collect its good breath. But as you can see here, I have laid out what I think is the top 5 that people might actually want: fire resistance, healing, regeneration, strength, and water breathing. It could change, but then we've got invisibility, night vision, slow falling, slowness, and swiftness, followed by harming, leaping, poison, turtle master, and weakness. And I kind of started working on a little area over here for like the clerk or whatever to work at, and gives people a place to make their modifications. So if people aren't familiar with how the potions work, redstone dust can be added to a potion to increase its effective time. Glowstone dust can be added to increase its strength or power level. Gunpowder makes it a splash potion, and Dragon's Breath makes it a lingering potion. It can't be done with all of them. I think, for the most part, I think lingering and strength can pretty much be added, except for probably water breathing, maybe slow falling. Not 100% sure. I haven't tried with those, but I know that like the healing potion is like instant health, so it can be instant health too, but I don't think you can make it take longer. But as you can see here, I have gone through and made a full 27 of each and every one of the potions in game. Spent a lot of time getting this is where we have the turtle one, but I spent a lot of time getting the rabbit's feet for the leaping potions. That's not something that I necessarily am going to build a farm for, because I remember seeing some YouTubers in the past try to build like rabbit farms in order to get that, and they never seem to be super great. But what is super great is turtle potions, and I spent a lot of time just breeding turtles, and I got 9 scutes out of it, which would be fine if the scutes were what was needed to make the turtle master potion. But unfortunately, 5 scutes are required for each 3 potions that get made. So we are going to make our way to a location that I kind of feel like makes the most sense. I don't want it to be necessarily in the main city. Also, you can see I've added roofs and filled out more of the buildings. Haven't finished the backs yet, but I'm happy with the variance and the fact that like I have this idea, this kind of long-term idea for the city that will basically result in it being used as like a modern warfare type situation. So I want people to be able to, climb all over everything and be able to get pretty much everywhere within the city, from rooftops to rooftops. So that's kind of what I've been working on lately, as well as some of the interiors of the shops. But we have to kind of get going on this, because even, once I build the farm, I'm going to have to AFK it for a while. So what I want to do is probably come all the way over here. And I feel like this area is probably not big enough, because I think I need it to be like 40 by something, like 40 by 16 or something. So maybe over here. I don't want to go too far away from my base, but I also don't want to build this at my base. So somewhere over here kind of makes sense. Now the farm that I'm going to be building is from a YouTuber named, let me just look it up right quick. It is from a YouTuber named Shulkercraft, sorry. The link will be in the description for that. And actually, this is a tutorial based on a design by Techman88. Techman88 made a video at some point, basically showing his version of a farm, and then Shulkercraft, made a tutorial based on that, which that's what I'm going to be using. Like I said, I've never built a turtle farm before, so I didn't really have any ideas going into it, and I figured rather than try to come up with my own efficient design, I'll just use somebody else's that already exists. And it looks like a pretty simple farm, pretty easy to make, but we have to get going on it. And since I'm only really going to be focusing on that and going into the end in this episode, we are going to do this in a flashy little time lapse. So enjoy. And that is all of the farm. That's really all that goes into it. Like I said, I could have thought and put some effort into making my own farm, but this farm is really easy to build. It doesn't even take that many materials, and it should, once all these turtles hatch, obviously I chose to keep... there we go. I chose to use turtle eggs to start the farm as opposed to wrangling up some turtles. So I put 2 in each of these little glass cages. So what should happen is they should hatch at some point and then stay in their little cages until they grow up. And then once they're grown up, they won't be able to leave. They'll be able to walk over this barrier here so they can get to me. Oh no, oh no. There we go. Stupid nighttime. I should probably sleep, but basically they'll come over to here and they'll be able to hang out here while I feed them. Let's see if this skeleton can hit me from there. I'm kind of in a weird hitbox. He can't even see me. Boom. So I'm gonna try to sleep right quick. Alright. With the day comes the safety of the day. I don't like the fact that that spider was able to get into there, but I get it. What I'm gonna do now while I wait for these eggs to hatch is build up a sort of structure around this so it's not just a wide open farm just hanging out in the middle of nowhere like this. I mean, it's a large area, so what I imagine is I can just do like a large warehouse looking build, but since I'm not actually building in the city, I realistically could do anything I wanted to. So I'm gonna go back and get some materials and I will be right back to more building. I guess I could take some inspiration from the current non-city builds that I have. I hate this door so much, but I don't want to just have a 1 wide, and I made the stupid entrance odd, so I can't have 2 next to each other, I should say. So like, if I take this build and just drastically expand it using some deep slate as accents and stone and andesite with the... Yeah, I could do that. It's tough to decide. Alright, so if we start with a base of mossy, we can keep it... We'll do to like here. That'll give me enough space to get to the storage. And we'll just place these down first. We gotta go out this far, I think. Let's see, how wide will that roof be then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nice odd numbered roof. That will work. Maybe... Yeah, let's do that. We'll leave plenty of space on the inside. So what I'm gonna do now is just add a little bit of extra to these. So that will be the base. I like that. And we'll get a couple regular stone bricks in there. I really like that this creeper is just politely following me along as I place these stairs. Look at him. He's like just inspecting, making sure that I'm doing a good job. What? How did that even... I do not understand how that creeper even got close enough to have caused an explosion. But what a jerk. What an actual jerk. Let me just clean this up right quick. Appalling. Rude behavior by that creeper. Hey! Hey! Alright. Alright. I get it. I'll go to sleep. I feel like every single mob is just patiently waiting for me to finish this. It's very frustrating trying to get anything done with all these mobs just kind of coming and saying hello. I mean, I appreciate the support, but I really don't appreciate the support. So now I have to make the decision. I can either make the roof just one peaked roof that kind of slopes down each side, maybe add as much, you know, details to that as I can to make sure that it doesn't just look super like flat, or I can do like almost more factory-esque and have like it come up a little bit like that, maybe even one more, and then call it a day on that, and then do the next one. I don't know if it would need to go any higher than that. That's pretty high. Because then if we do that, then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 layers up. Like that. Like, do you see what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining like that, and it would just have like numerous sloped roofs or numerous sloped peaks, kind of like that. Maybe I just need to make them bigger. I don't have the stairs on me for that, but if the roof starts here, I guess it could continue to go down. Yeah, see, this is where not pre-planning things gets me stuck in a creative rut. But if the roof was like that, even going out one further from the post, yeah, because then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many is this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. This is at Y level 83. And this one is 83, so that is how high it would be. And then, yeah, there would be the stairs there. That goes out to there, like that. Okay. I kind of dig it. Obviously, gotta clean it up and add definition to it and stuff. But I think it looks different enough from a lot of the other builds, but also kind of gives me a little bit more ideas for buildings in the city that could have like a similar roof to this. It's nothing fancy. It's you know, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this farm. It's mostly just to get the scutes. But I am going to finish this up and hopefully get a couple of these guys to hatch, and I will be right back. And after a couple hours, I am just about through all of my seagrass that I've been playing with. The farm has been, I think, pretty effective. I set myself up with some droppers here and loaded them up with like 9 stacks of seagrass each. And yeah, I've got a bunch of scutes, and I had to make, like halfway through, I was like, oh no, I'm full, I have to make more, so I made another little storage down here. I don't know how often I'm actually gonna run this farm, but it is pretty effective. Also, I think I might have made too many turtles for it. There's a lot. I think some of them even grew up before I was able to like finish this part of it, which is kind of funny. So I started with like 32 eggs, and I think there's more than 32 turtles here. But that is, yeah, this is what I've got so far. Just tons and tons of eggs. So I could recollect those since I don't really need a lot of scutes anymore. As a matter of fact, I really only need less. I need less in order to make my stuff. But I'm just going to take a couple stacks for now. I'll just take all these, leave those here, and get back home. Oh yeah, I decorated the inside a little bit. I didn't really know what I was doing going into this, but I'm happy with the state of it right now. I'll show you guys from outside. So you kind of understand, it kind of has like a factory feel. It's way too short. Like in hindsight, it's just such a small building and much too short to really pull this off. So I am glad I did it kind of out in the middle of nowhere over here. And I might put more industrial farms that I don't necessarily need to look very nice. But I am happy with some of the details. Like I like doing this thing with the windows, changing out the panes for different shades, because it reminds me a lot of the kind of buildings that I drive past on a near daily basis. So, and we're not that far from home, so getting back and forth from here without another portal dedicated to it is not that big of a deal. And here we come in. I'm also completely out of Flight Duration 3 rockets, so I've been going through Flight Duration 1 rockets pretty quickly, unfortunately. I went over to Misclick's shop, and he was out of what I needed. So if we do 9 of those, and where would I put scutes at? I guess I kind of start using the space over here for other things. I don't have a very good storage system yet, but it will work for now. There we go. Alright, so if we do this and that, get that started. Yeah, so I will brew up some potions of Turtle Master, and then we've got to get into the end, because I need a bunch of Dragon's Breath. Not sure how much I'm going to try to grab, but I'm just going to bring a couple stacks of bottles and go nuts with it. I forgot if Dragon's Breath stacks or not. I hope it does stack, because like the other potions don't, but I'm hoping that because it's more or less an ingredient and not a potion itself. I'm hoping that it stacks. We'll see. So I will be right back after I finish all of the potion brewing. So here we are in the end, and one of the first things I want to do is get rid of this, because if any of the iron blocks get destroyed, like, that's easily replaceable. But last time I was here and I summoned the dragon, I accidentally got the beacon destroyed, so we had to go get another beacon. So I'm going to put that beacon in here, and then I'm going to put that into here, and then I'm going to put that into my inventory. So we won't have any issues, ideally. But let's see, is there anything else I need to worry about before I resummon the dragon? I don't think so, so I'm just going to start the process. And as we're all familiar, we put down the 4 end crystals, and they slowly, one by one, start summoning in the end crystals at the top of the pillars. Now these can't be destroyed yet, unfortunately. Like, if I try to blow them up, nothing, they're indestructible until the dragon is fully summoned. So we're just gonna have to wait a little bit, but I want to take out all the crystals before I start collecting the stuff. Mostly because I just want to get that out of the way. And it's so much easier to do with Elytra. Look at that marksmanship. Oh, jeez. What a boring dragon fight. I think I just realized that the hostile mob sounds is off, which is fine, because they can sometimes be a little overwhelming, especially in the end with all of the Endermen, and the dragon makes a lot of loud roars. But she's perching again, which is perfect for our needs. Just gotta get close and have her shoot some stuff. I don't know if that's normal, if you could just keep holding the button down and have it not have it not like end. It's a lot more dragon's breath than I would have assumed would have come out of that little amount. Oh, you know what? While I'm doing this, I also want to mark off where existing... So if I put that there, and I put this one here. Alright, she's perched again, so I'm gonna go collect the last bit of... Oh no, she's not perched anymore. I just want to be able to mark what end portals have been summoned before. I know I'm not going to forget about this one, because it's the one that I want to eventually make a Wither Rose farm out of. So I got, obviously, that one, and the one over there have stairs that lead to them. So that means that they've been discovered. It's this one and the other one that has already been discovered. I just want to make sure that I can explore a brand new part of the end. Like, maybe there'll be more end cities and stuff. Alright, she's coming down to perch. Gotta make sure I don't look at any Endermans. It seems like a glitch. Like, there's clearly no, like, magic dust or whatever the stuff's supposed to be left, but I'm able to still keep, like, clicking and holding, which seems weird. Like, look, there's nothing even there, and I'm still getting it. It might be, we started running the paper server. That might be why. It might just be a paper thing, like condensing the amount of particles to affect the game, like, I don't know, but I gotta get rid of this dragon. Oh, she's dead. Yay. Give me that good XP. One little XP orb. Love it. And we've got the dragon head drops when it dies. I think because of the more heads mob, or the more heads data pack that we have on the server. Okay, so this one is the one that was already there. And it looks like that one and the one over there. So this one over here has been unexplored. That is exciting. Huh? What? Oh. For some reason I thought it would have spawned lower. Okay, so there's that. Let's take a quick peek around because, you know, while we're here, when in Rome. Oh, that's really good. Alright, I would like to mark down the coordinates of this one because this is another good location to potentially build the Wither Rose farm. The other one had a portal fairly close as well. So that's negative 1029 by negative 596. And that is off of the portal that came from that side. So I'm actually going to go back now because I need to get this shop finished. And like I said, the last thing I needed was the dragon's breath. Now I have all the potions and all the other stuff. So let's get that stocked. And if you're thinking to yourself that I already did all of the work and stocked the shops and got all the decorations done and basically spent the last day and a half working on everything, you'd be right. You'd be 100% right because I'm bad at doing stuff on camera. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I should probably stop. But the potion shop is done. And we see here I've got some little banners just to kind of give an indication of what goes inside. Greeted by the enhancers cabinet, which has got all the different enhancers sitting on these shelves and is fully stocked with the gunpowder, glowstone, redstone dust, and dragon's breath, as well as little mentions of these will work on everything, these will work on everything, these two won't work on everything. While I was actually editing the footage for the video so far, I realized that I got myself confused as far as what does and doesn't work with everything. I know in my heart of hearts that redstone dust and glowstone dust don't work on everything because you can't increase the time of an instant potion and you can't increase the strength of an invisibility potion. But for some reason when I was talking earlier, I got myself all confused and assumed that gunpowder was the one that... No, gunpowder and dragon's breath you can use on all the potions because that just makes them splash or lingering. Let me close these just in case. But yes, as you see here, all of the decorations are in place, so these are just kind of some ingredients that go into the potions. I tried to tie them into what was in the racks, so fire resistance, we've got the magma cream, healing, actually healing is, I think that is the gas tier, if I'm not mistaken. Regeneration might be the gas tier. I honestly don't remember at this point. It's been a while since I made these potions. But yes, it is all kind of tied in with what's there, as well as just some bottles. The dragon's breath potion looks really cool just by itself. And I just used water bottles and splash bottles of water because the normal enchanted potions have this glint to them, and I didn't want that to be distracting people, so I just went with straight up water and dragon's breath, which I think looks great. But all the potions have been added, fully stocked up, with a little advertisement to try the free enhancers. And I've got my little cashier guy who runs the place, Richard Pickman is his name, and people could take any 3 potions and mix them with whatever enhancers they want to, and then it's just 1 diamond for any 3 potions. If people are unfamiliar with the way potions work, I do have like a little handy guide that talks about how to buy the potions, and then, you know, what can and can't be used with everything, and basically that these are what the enhancers do. So redstone dust increases the duration, this increases the strength of the potion, gunpowder makes it throwable, dragon's breath converts it to lingering, and then you can't put redstone and glowstone together, I don't think. Although, now that I look at that, maybe you can. I honestly don't know. But yes, I'm very, very satisfied with the way this came about and just how these look on the shelves. And that is the potion shops. Pickman's Potions is finally done. I might try to do some like name banners or something like that above, but already starting to experience just a little bit of frame drop as all of these armor stands count as entities. But those aren't the only armor stands in the area, because I also did the entire interior and design of the clothing store slash it's like a skin shop. So we've got the shirts, we've got pants all hung up on, you know, the clothing racks. We've got shoes and hats on display. I added, I think it's in this one, a shirt just on the hanger up there. Made this little bush with a mini version of the moss block, as well as an azalea plant inside of the pot. So that makes a nice little bush that's a little bit more impressive looking to me because of the taper of it than like just leaving that by itself. But there we go. How does this shop work? Well, welcome to the Skinporium. That's the name I decided to go with because I, one, couldn't think of a better name to sell skins under, but also it sounded kind of gross when I came up with it, so I kind of liked it. I think it has like an old-timey feel with the whole Emporium thing, and it's the Skinporium where you can get all your new skins. And this book basically tells you that skin will be made in 1 to 5 business days, blah, blah, blah. It's a diamond block, super cool. Place, rename a diamond block and place it into the barrel over here. And then message me on Discord and I will, you know, discuss with you the best options for your skin, what you want, how, you know, any inspiration behind it. And then basically just sit back and relax and I'll contact the customer when it's done. The last couple pages are legalese to talk about what the term reasonable means, as well as defining the extra charge for the skinsurance, which is a thing I came up with while writing this book, actually. And it actually came across because of Mistclick and his skin. So I've been making his skins now for the last like year, and every once in a while he wants little things added to them. He went from this skin to this skin this season, which is like the Joe Dirt skin, and one of the things that he likes to do is for Christmas or Halloween or, you know, New Year's. I think last year we did a thing with him as like the New Year's baby as an iron golem, but I like the idea of being able to take somebody's existing skin and then just like tweak it a little bit for whatever holiday it is. So I introduced Skinsurance. So for no extra fees, I can make minor little changes to your skin, add like a sash or a pair of glasses or a hat or whatever. And then over here, I wanted to kind of show off some of the skins that I've made for a few of the people on the server, both past and present members, as well as this one, which unfortunately never got used. This skin was actually supposed to be Bob Ross. I can show you here. You can kind of get the afro and everything like that. This skin was originally going to be for Karnax until he decided he wanted to make his own skin, which I'm always a fan of people branching out into, you know, uncharted territories and trying something that they've never done before. And I think his new skin that he made is great. It looks fantastic. But I still wanted to show off the the Bob Ross. I mean, like, look at that from the side. It definitely looks like an afro. But I just wanted to show off the Bob Ross skin. And if we come back here, there is a little workshop where you can see I've got like my scissors, my measuring stick, some measuring tape maybe, or just needle and thread, I don't know, just loose bits of leather, because that's like the gimmick of me making skins, is that I make them out of leather and basically do you know, different dyes and stuff like that with it. But yeah, really happy with the Skinporium, and I think these lights turned out really good. They're just bone blocks, mini bone blocks at the end of end rods, which, you know, they definitely give off the lampshade look to them as well, like with the bottom parts like that. So that, oh my god, there we go. That is the Skinporium, and that is done. Obviously, I still need to work on the tops of those shops, all the way down to that building, actually. I've got a lot of work to do getting those ready. The last shop, though, I'm struggling to think of what I could sell in this shop. So I would like to, you know, if you're interested, turn it over to you. I've got a lot of space to work with in here, and I could reasonably sell just about anything out of this shop. Or I could just have it be like more of a decorative thing where you don't buy anything and it's just a fun place to look at. But if you'd be so kind to throw a comment down under this video letting me know what kind of shop you'd like to see on Main Street. And I open this up to the people on the server too. If there's something that, you know, the market needs and you think this shop would be a good home for that, let me know. I will get to that when I can. So next week I am looking at spending a little time back at the house. I haven't been over here doing anything in a while. Just kind of been focusing on the city and getting the stores and stuff built out there. But I want to finish off the house, and the last room that needs to be done is this very unfinished looking room. And I've got an idea for it, and if everything goes well, that will be basically the entirety of the next episode. Will be working on this and maybe inviting my friends over for a little game of some kind. And that is going to do it for this episode. I want to thank you for watching and, you know, hanging out with me while I play Minecraft. It's a joy to make these videos, and I hope you enjoy watching them. I'm trying to get better at ending videos, but let's be honest, I'm very, very bad at it. So I'm just gonna say thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.